Everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well. Before we start today, I want to let everyone know that we have changed our other channel, Practical Gunners, into our new show, the Anti-BS Club. We just dropped our first episode. I'm going to link it below the video. And we couldn't have started it off in a better way. It's a school shooter who's trying to con people online to make money and to get sympathy, and it's absolutely sick. So after you watch this, go check it out. Make sure you're subscribed over there. So I'm sure most of you have seen on the news that there was some deranged man in Maine who decided to go into a bar/bowling alley and just put down a bunch of people. And you know, I've researched this topic quite a bit because whenever these things happen, people always go to their political affiliations, right? Oh, this dude was a Trump dude. Oh, this dude was a Biden dude. Look, it doesn't matter. It will never matter. I don't care if you're a part of the most gracious, good people group on earth. There are still weirdos out there. There are still people out there who want to blame their problems on everyone else and see all of this crap on the news and say, you know what? I'll do that. Political affiliations do not matter. And the reason why I'm saying this is because everyone on Twitter is like, oh, this dude was a MAGA dude. First of all, if anyone from the Trump movement is claiming this guy, like, oh yeah, dude, he was a part of our movement, you're a jackass. And for everyone who's saying, oh no, this is a MAGA dude, no, he wasn't. This is some crazy motherfucker. Now, this whole situation gets very deep, and there's a lot that goes into this. I think the first thing that needs to be addressed is the FBI needs to get their heads out of their asses. And what I mean by getting their heads out of their asses is stop focusing on crap that doesn't matter. Look at what is on this dude's sheet when they put out that he was an active shooter. According to law enforcement, Card recently reported mental health issues to include hearing voices and threats to shoot up the National Guard base in Saco, Maine. He was also reported to have been committed to a mental health facility for 2 weeks during the summer of 2023. Clearly, this was reported to the FBI, that this dude was hearing voices and that he threatened to shoot up a National Guard base. And you didn't arrest him? You didn't arrest him. Not even for questioning. You're just like, oh no, I mean, it's a National Guard base. If somebody goes there and tries to shoot it up, he's done. We don't need to worry about that. The problem is that if someone's willing to shoot up a National Guard base, everything else is probably cake to him. Can we get some memes going here? He was on our radar. He was on our radar. Okay, well, it must be severely broken. As most of you already know, HDC has made Blackout Coffee the official coffee of the show. You'll also see it on Guns and Gadgets, Dan Bongino, and many more other people. But these are my two favorites right now, Morning Reaper and Brutal Awakening. Amazing company, great values. They donate some of the profits to troops overseas. And of course, they're giving you a discount. Go grab you some. There's a link below the video. Join the family. So this guy goes in, puts a bunch of people down, and he is an Army guy. And he is, from what news articles are saying, a firearm instructor. And here's an eyewitness testament to what happened.
Just came in and there was a loud pop. Thought it was a balloon. I had my back turned to the door. And as soon as I turned and saw it was not a balloon, he was holding a weapon, I just booked it down the lane, and I slid basically into where the pins are and climbed up in the machine and was on top of the machines for about 10 minutes until the cops got there.
And here we get to problem number 2, and ultimately the problem with gun control. We are never going to be able to stop crazy people. We're not going to be able to stop them. And trust me, if you've looked at any social media or the news, there's a load of them nowadays. If it's taking the cops 10 minutes to get to an active shooter call, right? This isn't a lost cat. This isn't a fender bender. This is an active shooter. How can the government even have a conversation with their citizens saying, well, you know what? You don't need a gun. You don't need a gun. You don't need to be armed. We have things in place to where you don't need to be armed, and they cause more damage than good. Now, I don't know if this was a bar or what it is. Maybe that's why nobody was armed there. But I wonder how this would have gone if somebody was armed there. But 10 minutes? Articles are saying that there was 100 people in there. That dude literally could have cleared the place out before the cops got there. But no, I mean, Kamala and Joe, they don't need you having a gun. I mean, listen to her speech in regards to this.
Gun violence has terrorized and traumatized so many of our communities in this country. And let us be clear, it does not have to be this way, as our friends in Australia have demonstrated.
First of all, Australia can fuck off. We don't care about them. We have heard so much about other countries lately. Why are you bringing up another one? Israel, Gaza, Ukraine, Russia, China. Now we're talking about Australia on some shit that didn't even happen there. Good job, Kamala. But of course, this is an opportunity for them to say, well, you know what? Gun violence is just so bad in this country, and we've got to get rid of guns. Okay, well, why don't you ask the people of Maine? How would you feel if you're in Maine right now with this dude still on the loose, not being armed?
And I started just sort of watching them, observing, and that's when all of a sudden I heard on the loudspeaker, FBI, open the door. FBI, open the door. It was happening repeatedly, one after another. I would say that sort of command echoed out for a good 3 to 5 minutes. That's when we started to hear very, very loud explosions happening about a quarter of a mile down this road. We don't know exactly.
Would you feel like you could go to your grocery store? Would you feel like you could go out in public at all? Take your dog on a walk? The answer is probably no. And for the people who are like, oh no, I'll just call the police, it took them 10 minutes to get to an active shooter. How long do you think it's going to take to get to one person who's being shot instead of 100? So look, my prayers are going out to everyone involved in Maine. It's a horrible thing. And I want that to be clear. Whenever something like this happens, people don't look at this and say, oh no, I mean, a gun's involved, we can't feel bad. Trust me, people feel bad. It's the same as if a drunk driver kills a family on the side of the road. The part that's a joke is the government using a tragedy to promote an agenda. That will never happen. You're spitting in the faces of the families who were involved by not focusing on them, but instead pretty much doing an ad for gun control. So, outstanding job, Kamala. And if you're in Maine, stay safe, stay armed.